Life. Sunday Playbook, episode 3, running backs. We're talking about running backs today. I'm going to go with my top 10 running backs. Stan, you're going to go with your top 10 running backs. I'm guessing some of them are the same. But before we do, I just wanted to give a tip out there. I feel like a lot of these podcasts and a lot of these YouTube channels, they offer advice on fantasy football, but I'm going to offer a little bit of life advice with fantasy advice. I'm going to kind of combine them. I'm going to combine the two. This is for all the guys out there. Please.
Hold on. Is this appropriate?
It's going to be appropriate.
Okay. All right.
I'll start with this so I don't get in any more trouble than I already am. I love my wife dearly. Okay. I love my kids, love my family, love everything that we have going. But I made a crucial mistake. I'm celebrating 8 years this month. I got married the last weekend of August. And for 8 years, it's haunted me because I'm trying to set up 4 drafts right now. And I'm the only one that's always like, dude, I can't last weekend of August. So if you're a guy out there and you're going to get married, do yourself a favor. Beginning of September, first weekend of September, and the last week of August. No go. Don't get married in those weeks because it is just brutal. It is brutal. It'll be a lifetime of trying to figure all these things out. Dude, I drafted on my honeymoon. I drafted in the Dominican Republic.
It's a rookie move, bud.
At like 3 a.m, I was drafting in the lobby trying to get Wi-Fi in the Dominican Republic. So,
well, at least you're committed to fantasy football too.
Well, yeah. Why would
Yeah.
If you're watching this, you are committed.
Yeah. Well, I hope so.
What better things do you have going on? It's a little. You got to have an outlet, right?
Yeah, one of many.
So, anyways,
cool. All right, ready to get into it?
Yep, I'm ready. Let's see. Running back number 1. I think we both have the same one, right?
Yeah, Bijan Robinson, right?
Yep, Bijan.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you want to start with Bijan or you want me to?
You can start with Bijan.
Okay, so first off, I had Bijan ranked 3rd when I started my analysis, and I went through Barkley, I went through Henry, and then I got to Bijan, and I quickly started moving him up. I really started kind of moving him up after we did we did a receiver show, and I was high on Drake London. When I first made my analysis, I wasn't thinking that the Falcons were going to have a great offense. And as I kept going, I'm like, dude, this offense could be dominant. With Mooney, if you look at the end of last year and you look at Michael Penix and what he was doing with the Falcons, that was a sneak peek of, I think, what we're going to have this year. Bijan has got to be one of the more athletic running backs in the whole entire bunch. I think that, what was he last year? Running back 1, right? No, he was running back 2.
I got him at running back 3.
Let me see. Finish. You're right, running back 3.
Yeah.
So he finished running back 3. We already know that Saquon's not going to repeat. We don't know that, but history shows that that's not going to happen. I have a stat, so when you start talking, I'll pull up this stat, but it was crazy the amount of running backs that don't repeat. And it's been going on since 2002. So I love London. I love Mooney. I love what's going on with the team. I love Penix. And really, Bijan's breakout year started with Kirk Cousins. You get a good quarterback that comes in there, and all of a sudden he's who we thought he was going to be his rookie year. So I think the upside is RB1, obviously. I think his floor has got to be like maybe RB6. I don't think he really goes below that. I think if he finishes the year healthy, he's going to be solid. And just his last 3 weeks, if you look at his game logs, this is with Penix in. Okay. With Penix, he was RB7 and below, I believe.
Well, I have a stat, Derek. Weeks 6 through 18, he was RB1 in fantasy points and averaged 24 touches a game.
Yeah, so he's going to get work with Penix in there.
Oh yeah,
and Dude, I don't see a way that this couldn't be like this might be the safest pick on the board because we have our issues with Barkley, we have our issues with Henry, we've had our issues with pretty much everyone besides I think Chase and honestly for me it's Bijan. Bijan's a number. I don't see it as being a risky pick at all.
Yeah, I don't think it's a risky pick. I think he should be the number one running back off the board, if not the overall number one pick. What about Tyler Algier? Does that concern you at all?
No, because Bijan also catches the ball a lot. You know, like I think that we'll see we're going to see a little bit of a workload from Algier, but he was already there last year and we didn't see anything. Honestly, I grabbed Algier last year just to handcuff Bijan and ended up not even needing him the whole entire year. You know, my fear with Bijan has always been injury, but he's never been injured, so there's not really any reason to worry about that.
Man, what a knock on wood.
But yeah, well, I'm going to say that about every player, so not everyone's going to get injured. But if you're concerned about the injury, then just grab Algier, handcuff him towards the end of the round because Algier's a good running back. But he was there last year, and he wasn't used too much. Bijan still finished, you said 3, so I'm good with that. How many touches did he get all year long, Bijan? Because I don't have the total touches.
I'm not sure, but my projections for this year, I have him at like 302 rushing attempts.
And last year, let's see, just so we're clear, because I want to make sure I'm right on this. Last year, okay, so he had 304 last year.
Okay.
Okay, so that would be right around where he's at. But here's the issue: he had 14 touchdowns last year. Okay, 72 targets. Yeah, if I mean, dude, 300 rushing attempts is a lot. Right,
Yeah.
We thought the number was insane with Barkley at 345. 300 is a lot, but even if he gets a little bit of regression in there, dude, he's still going to be a solid pick. There's no way he finishes below at least 6, in my opinion.
Yeah,
So
I agree. He's also a lot younger than Barkley too, and hasn't had any significant injuries.
yeah, he's incredible too. I
Yeah.
mean, he's literally like the perfect build running back.
I think
5'11",
so.
215. Like, dude, he's athletic. He can move. He's agile. He's everything you want in a running back.
Yep.
So I think he might be the safest pick on this whole entire list. But you know, we'll see. We'll go in through our issues. You have Barkley number 2, right?
Yeah, Barkley number 2.
Do you have anything else on Bijan, or do you want to just move on to Barkley?
No, I got nothing on Bijan. You pretty much hit everything. Elite
Okay.
running back, efficiency, high volume, passing game. Yeah, he's a safe pick at number 1.
Okay. Well, we'll keep him at 1. You go Barkley at 2 because I have a different 2. But you start with Barkley.
Okay, yeah. Saquon Barkley number 2. He had 378 touches last year with almost 2,300 yards and 15 TDs. I understand that history shows that there's regression with running backs that get that many touches in the second year, but he's still going to be the bell cow running back. He's still using the passing game, especially with Hurts. He loves to dump off with those screen passes, and Barkley has that big playability to take it to the house every single time. Injuries is always going to be a concern, obviously, but that's pretty much with any running back we take in the first round.
Yeah.
Any bell cow running back or any number 1 running back on a team, it has an injury risk at that position. So we already know that. I'm going to gamble with Saquon as my number 2 for all those reasons.
Yeah, and
You real quick, I'm sorry. You're probably going to see a little bit of regression, but even
Yeah.
with that regression, I still think he finishes top 3.
yeah, we had him number 1. I think both of us did for quite a while. It's hard to like really go based off the stats that we've had in the past about this whole RB1, but it is a weird stat. Here, let me just read this to you. I'm just going to go back to 2015. Okay, so when I say the name of the running back, the year before he had RB1 is what they're saying. Okay, you had 2015 Adrian Peterson. He finished RB 126. David Johnson in 2016. Remember that guy? That guy was a freaking monster.
Cardinals.
RB 118. Here was a tough one for me. Le'Veon Bell in 2017. This is the year he sat out. Remember, he had a contract issue, and then he sat out while I had him. He finished. He didn't even finish because he didn't even start. 2018 was Ezekiel Elliott. He finished RB4. That's the only one that finished in the top five 2 years in a row. Then you had 2019. Christian McCaffrey finished RB53. Derrick Henry RB16. Najee Harris RB14. Josh Jacobs RB27 and Christian McCaffrey RB72. Okay, so that right there is that's 10 years of not finishing where you were picked. And I thought it went all the way back to 2002. So I thought the stat was nobody's repeated RB1 since 2002, Priest Holmes, which is insane.
Yeah, but out of all those running backs that you mentioned, like other than McCaffrey, who I think injuries kind of derailed those second seasons, Saquon is he's a different animal. And he's similar to Derrick Henry. Age, it doesn't seem to be an issue. The amount of touches, we'll see this year. If there's a lot of regression, then obviously that history is going to continue to prove itself. But for this year, I'm still willing to take that gamble with Saquon.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have to pick him. Like, we can't just look at that stat and go, okay, it's out of the cards. Like, someone's going to end up doing that. I think it could be him. It could be Saquon. Mm-hmm. The issue that I see is he had 345 carries last year. That's a lot. They're gonna take away some carries. There's no way he carries the ball 345 times. I think towards the end of the year, they're like, look, we have a playoff run. Let's just keep feeding him. We got to keep feeding him and just do what we can with them. He had 10 top 10 weeks out of 18. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's just insane. Philly has the best offensive line in the game. Jalen Hurts only threw the ball 361 times. Most years he throws well over 400, like around 450. So if I do think that we're going to see Jalen throwing the ball more and see a decrease in carries for Saquon. But even if you do, wouldn't that be a good thing? I mean, like, I don't really want my number one running back just being abused. I mean, that's how you do get injured. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. I think if we see a tad regression, I think he still makes top 10. No problem.
Oh, yeah.
So, he's still a safe pick. I have trouble putting him over Bijan because I think Bijan has a better chance of getting the RB1 slot over Barkley.
Yeah, I don't think anybody should be putting him over Bijan.
No, dude, Bijan's just incredible right now. I don't see that offense is rolling. I don't see a reason why he couldn't finish RB1. I think that's an easy one. Mm-hmm. Barkley, it's hard to disrespect him like this after the year he had, but dude, I don't see how you can keep that pace, you know?
Well, number 2 in my projections, there's no disrespect on my end.
No. Well, I have him. I have Barkley 3.
Yeah, if anything, he was disrespected last year when he was going late in the first round.
Yeah, but we're still. I mean, when was his? Let's see.
His injury.
Well, yeah, his injury was
2 years ago.
Yeah, but he did also have an injury in 2023.
Okay.
He hasn't. Okay, so let's put it this way. He hasn't finished a season. So he didn't finish the 2019, 2020, and 2021 season. And then he also was banged up the 2023 season. So really, he's only finished 3 seasons. But, you know, I think that's always hindered him. That year that he was injured the whole entire year, that hurt him. Because that kind of put people's doubt. Again, we're talking about injury. Right now on this list, CMC and Saquon are the ones that have been injured the most. Yeah. So we've already talked about the fear of picking your running back 1 in the first round. It's got to hit, and it's scary to pick these guys that can get injured. Derrick Henry's my number 2.
Okay.
And I have the same concerns with him. He's 31 years old. Like, someone's going to get caught with him, right? Someone's going to have a down year with him. But, dude, he's like a tube of toothpaste, dude. You know when it gets empty and you keep finding more? It's almost like that little, like you squeeze it to the very, very end of it and there's always something left. I feel like that's Derrick Henry, and he's just dominant every year. Every year we doubt him. I don't know why. He's proven himself time and time again. He's got to be the strongest runner in the whole league. He's got Baltimore's offensive line I have ranked 5th in the NFL. I think they're a Super Bowl contender this year. I think they're going to be a massive threat in their division. And I read a stat that I can't find it right now. I'm going to find it, but I think it's 80% of the time when Baltimore's in the red zone, the ball goes to the running back. It doesn't go to Lamar. And I thought that was interesting because he did get a lot of goal line carries last year. Derrick Henry, we talked about it last year. We were both high on Derrick Henry. We thought this is the perfect scheme for them. I mean, I'm just thinking if I were to play them in Madden, how frustrating it would be to, okay, I have to stop the run between the guards. That's Derrick Henry. And if I stack the box, well, guess what? Lamar's just going to take it to the outside. And if I start focusing on that, he's just going to throw the ball. I mean, there's so many threats to this offense that I think it's just a very tough scheme for a defense to figure out. I think Derrick Henry has a monster year. I think there's upside. Adam Sandler told me he'll give him a movie if he gets over 2,000 yards.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So there's your incentive right there. Look, Derrick Henry's been good every year. I think people will overthink this whole thing. He takes care of himself. He's never injured. He has never been injured. Has he ever been injured?
Well, dude, don't say that.
I have to. We're analyzing this player right now if he's going to finish the season.
I think he's ever had a significant injury, but he also spends over $200,000 a year on his body in the offseason. So
2021 he only played 8 games. So 1 year. That's the only year. And he still finished RB14.
Mm-hmm.
So his only 2 years, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. He's finished 5 seasons in the top 5. And then the other 2 seasons were within the top 15. His rookie season and the year after that are the only years he'd finished outside the top 25. So, I mean, he's just been consistent every year. Last year was almost his best year. No, last year was his best year. 317 fantasy points. Finished RB2. And that's only because Saquon just had a little bit of a better year. One thing to consider, though, he did have 325 rushing attempts.
Yeah, but I think a lot of those attempts were around the goal line.
He had 16 touchdowns, dude. He's the goal line guy. That's insane. And he still had almost 2,000 rushing yards, so he had 1921, so he was almost there.
Plus, he's got that home run threat, too. I mean, how many times did we see him he gets through that first front of defense, and he's gone.
Oh, well, those were the runs that shocked me last year.
Yeah, because the safeties are not going to tackle that guy one-on-one full speed.
Dude, can you imagine? Can you imagine? Dude, so
freaking freight train.
I have I remember so I played a little bit of like safety and when I played football, but dude, there was always that once he got through the linebackers, dude, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Now it's me. And you're like, oh my, I can only imagine Derrick Henry. That'd be the scariest moment of my life, honestly.
Yeah.
What do? You just throw your body in front of him and just hope that he trips on you? Like,
pretty much. Yeah,
I don't know what to do at that point. You just
just get boom.
I'd be a bug on his visor, dude. Just there's no way. My only hope is that I trip him, right? Yeah. Like I just throw my dead body in front of him and just trip him, and then hopefully someone touches him before he gets up again. Derrick Henry's.
I have Derrick Henry at number 3.
Okay, so we're close.
I'm super high on him. I think he's superhuman, and age is not a factor with Henry, at least not for me this year. He's the kind of back in this league, you just ride him until he falls off. And if this is the year that he falls off, then that's on me. But, it's the same thing with Saquon. These guys were on subpar teams for most of their career, had decent years. They go to a good system and a good fit with a good offensive line, good quarterback, and you see the difference in play.
Dude, he was doing some of these numbers with Tennessee.
Yeah, I know he was. I know.
In 2019, he finished RB2. In 2020, he finished RB1.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes over to Baltimore and he finishes RB2 first year. Like, I just think that he's a safe pick. He's a safe pick. He's going to get you those touchdowns. Look at this. Every year he's got over 12 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Every year.
Yeah. I think where he's going in drafts with the touchdown upside, he's kind of a steal for me because I think he's probably going to go maybe between seventh and ninth pick in the first round, if not later. Maybe on the 1-2 turn. I think that's a steal for somebody who can possibly finish RB1 this year.
Yeah, they got him going right now, pick 7. I'm saying Fantasy Pros right now. He'll be pick 7 off the board. Yeah. So if you can grab him like towards the back end of a round, like if I'm pick, let's say 7 through 12, I'm looking at picking Henry first, right? And there's a few receivers that you might even consider taking over him, right? People are high on Nico Collins, don't know why. Brian Thomas Jr. is still available. Malik Neighbors available. Puka, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Ashton Genty, CMC still available. There's a chance that he scoots all the way to the back of the round. You're in a 10-man league picking 10th. I'd pick him, and on the turn, pick someone who, grab him in like a CMC. Like
or
Derrick Henry and
him and Drake London.
Yeah, I mean, you could.
It's a great way to start your team.
Yeah, it's almost like sometimes being at the front of a draft is frustrating because you feel forced into something, right? Like right now, I feel forced into either Bijan or Jamar Chase to find the pick number 1. Not a bad situation to be in, but it's still like you're forced into it. Where towards the back, you're like, okay, I have more options. That's where I think you can hit. So I like Derrick Henry. I like where he's going. The draft value's high.
How many touchdowns do you think he scores this year?
At least, I think at least 15.
Oh wow! Okay, I got him at 14.
Okay, yeah. I mean, why wouldn't he?
Yeah.
What did he score last year? Did I say it? 17 or 18?
I think he scored 16 last year. I think you said.
Let me confirm real quick. Season stats. He scored 16 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think 15 is appropriate. He had 2 receiving touchdowns. God. That's crazy. He only had
he takes
22 targets.
He takes a 2-yard dump down pass for 80.
Dude, I was going to say that's what shocked me last year about Derrick Henry is those breakout runs where he just busted the line. He went for 80 yards. Like those are massive plays that we weren't. I don't know. I know he's hard to tackle, but it looks like he still got it, man. He still got the wheels. He was trucking.
He's super fast. I don't know what his 40 time was, but he's super fast still.
Yeah, dude, he's just.
I don't know. I
he's
like
so
Derrick
good.
Henry. All right, who's your 4? What's up?
How much does he weigh?
2 something.
Well, yeah, he's a big dude.
225 maybe.
That's what I was thinking. I gotta find this out real quick because I can just imagine someone like that running at you. He's 6'2", 252.
250.
How are you 252 pounds running that fast? That's like
he's a freak, and that's why I like him. At number 3.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, an animal.
Scary. All right, cool. Number 3. I got Saquon number 3. We kind of already talked about Saquon. Like I said, the biggest thing is my thing is regression. I think that he's not gonna get that many touches. I think Jalen Hurts throws the ball a lot more this year. He's still got Devontae Smith, AJ Brown over there. I think that we're gonna see a little bit of regression, and that's why I'm not disrespecting him. He's pick 3. He's my 3rd pick, so I still think he's gonna be good. I like Derrick Henry and I like Bijan a little bit better. That's all. Who's your 4th?
My 4th is Christian McCaffrey.
Ooh, okay, you got him high. Okay, yeah, let's go on CMC.
Yeah,
why don't you start with CMC?
The only reason I have him high is kind of like the Derrick Henry thing. The dude didn't play last year. Obviously, dealt with those calf injuries. They say he's fully healed, looking good in camp. He is a high risk, obviously, but he's also not going number 1 or number 2 overall this year. You can probably get him at like the 8th to 10th pick of the first round, which for somebody with as much upside as McCaffrey, that could be a steal. He could potentially finish RB1 this year.
Oh yeah, he can
and
win your league.
he can win your league, and you're getting a guy in the eighth, ninth, or 10th pick. Um, yeah, I mean, I think it's a no-brainer that he's ranked 4 on my list with RB1 upside. Um, the receiving issues are going to be the receivers are an issue with all the injuries, but you still got George Kittle there. You still got a good offensive line. You still got Brock Purdy. Shanahan's going to continue to use McCaffrey as a bell cow, especially as he's getting into his later years of his contract and his age is getting up there. Why not kind of just run the wheels off of him? Also, like I said before, he's to me he's fresh. He didn't play last year, so it's almost like taking a year off. And
Yeah.
if you were to say that for any running back in the league, you're taking a year off, you're going to like that running back the next year. So why not have that same mentality with Christian McCaffrey?
You mentioned the receivers and what's going on in San Fran. I think he's their only weapon. I know, like you said, George Kittle, but dude, George Kittle's always hurt. He's always going in and out. I love him. Great tight end. I think I think you can get him at a value this year, but he does sit out a lot of games. Debo's gone. Brandon Ayuk's a mess. I don't know whatever happens with him. He's hurt, and then he comes back. He's hurt.
Jennings is hurt.
Juwan Jennings has the calf injury. There is really no one there. So
Ricky Pearsall is going to have a good year.
That's it. Okay, so that's it. That's not. I mean, dude, CMC. I could see if he is healthy, which I think he will be. I could see him getting a massive workload like he normally does. He always does. He can catch the ball. We know CMC. And I'm okay with you throwing him up that high. Literally, the only reason why he's not that high for me is because of the injury. He's not a big risk. He's a massive risk. Like, he's been hurt. This is not the first time, right? But then again, it also is comforting that he can come back from injury and play well. So I agree with everything you said on him. I like the system that he's in. It's kind of not a great team, but I think he's going to be used a lot. He's going to have a really heavy workload. The year he had 272 rushing attempts in 2023. That was the first year he went over to San Francisco, and then he had 83 receiving targets. So not bad. It looks like he's going to get a lot of work. And to be honest with you, he's that one guy that's sitting, looks like Fantasy Pros has him pick 14. He's that one guy sitting down there that low that could be RB1.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he could win you your league.
Oh, absolutely.
And we can't sleep on CMC. I have him ranked 7, only because there's a few guys I like ahead of him that are a little bit more of a sure pick for me. But if you want to get risky, pick CMC. That he can win you your entire league, and you get him at a massive discount this year.
Let me ask you this. I have the 7th pick in a half-point PPR league. Do I go Derrick Henry or McCaffrey?
Half PPR, I might have to go. Oh, that's a tough one. Because I have Derrick Henry number 2 overall. I don't think you missed Derrick Henry.
Yeah, I agree.
Like,
that's where I'm leaning.
Standard 100%. Standard Derrick Henry might be my first running back off the board.
Oh, yeah.
Half PPR, it evens out a little bit. Full PPR, you got to go CMC on that because he catches the ball just a hell of a lot more. I think you actually, you're actually going to have to, yeah.
Cool.
Okay, cool. I'm good on CMC.
Who's your 4th?
My 4th is Jahmyr Gibbs.
Okay, he's my 5th. You can touch on Gibbs first.
Yeah, last year he finished RB3. Super consistent. One thing I love about Detroit is you pretty much have the same team as last year. I would put Gibbs in the top 3 if Montgomery didn't exist. Like, Montgomery worries me. He's a thief. He just steals so many goal line carries. He gets so many touchdowns that he's just taken away from Gibbs. Gibbs finished RB3 last year. So so Montgomery's been there for for the whole year. We've seen what Gibbs can do, but my issue is, and why I didn't put him in the top 3, is because Montgomery was hurt weeks 15 through 18. We saw a dramatic increase in points and targets and rushes with Gibbs those last 3 weeks. Those last 3 weeks, he finished RB7, RB2, and RB1. So we have to consider the fact that, that Montgomery is the reason why he's not finishing number 1 overall. I go ahead.
Listen, I think Gibbs is the best running back in the league. I do. And for the same reasons with Montgomery being there, if Montgomery wasn't there, he'd be my number 1 overall pick in all formats, no matter what. When you watch this guy play, he can run between the tackles, got the big playability. He's a 3-down back. He can block. He's an amazing talent. And a lot of fantasy sites have him, number 2, number 3, and Montgomery doesn't seem to be an issue for these other people making their predictions. But for me, that's why he's number 5 for me, is strictly because of Montgomery. But as far as a talent, I mean, if Montgomery went down again, you're looking at Gibbs will be the number 1 running back this year. The guy's a stud.
Yeah, it's not talent. That's for sure. It's just Montgomery's also a good running back, dude.
I know.
I mean, if you think about what Detroit's doing, we all want the coaching to be, I guess, for our fantasy teams, right? We want Gibbs to run the ball every single down of all time, right? Like that's what we want. But if you look at a good scheme, they're doing the right thing. Montgomery is a good goal line back. He was a good running back in his prime. In general, when he was with Chicago, he was incredible. Dude, they're doing what they should be doing. They should be splitting the workload a little bit. Like that's just a good move overall with football. But it just sucks that your fantasy team is going to have to suffer for that if you're taking Gibbs that early.
Yeah, but don't you think that offense could still sustain 2 really good running backs?
Absolutely.
I'm not talking like NFL running backs. I'm talking like fantasy wise.
Absolutely, they did last year.
Yeah.
I think he still finishes top 10. But my problem was those last 3 weeks. So if you take those last 3 weeks out of the equation, he didn't finish RB3.
Okay.
If Montgomery's still there, 15 through 18, Gibbs is looking at more like RB8 or 9. Because you got to take away a lot of points, right? Dude, where's my let me just, because this has to be said. Okay, his targets went from, so the last 4 weeks, starting week 15 when Montgomery went out, he went 2, finished RB2, 7, 2, 1. His targets went up almost double. He's normally getting like 11 to, not targets, rushing attempts. He's normally getting 11 to 15. He got 8 week 15, 23 week 16, 18 week 17, and 23 week 18. So his targets, his workload went up a lot. And so did his fantasy score. So we averaged all that out. I don't know where he finishes. So I think still a safe pick. They're essentially the same team, and you just got to pray to God that Montgomery breaks his ankle if you're an owner of Gibbs. So, anyways, who's your 5th? Because mine's going to be debatable. I already know it.
Yeah, my 5th is Jahmyr Gibbs. I already touched on him. So
okay,
and then my 6th is Josh Jacobs. But you can go ahead and touch on your 5th.
Okay, my 5th is Bucky Irving.
Ooh.
And this is based off of what I saw through every game that I was watching. I just felt like, dude, he is an athletic running back. And if you really look at what happened, right, Rachaad White was running that backfield up until around week 8. Week 8 is when Bucky Irving kind of stepped in and started taking over. Rachaad White took 144 carries last year. So I think we see a decrease in him and an increase in touches for Bucky Irving. The offensive line is ranked 3 in the NFL. He looks explosive. He's on a good team. He had 207 rushing attempts for 1122 yards, and he finished RB10. So if we give him what a normal running back gets, which is around 250, he can finish much higher. He didn't play the first 8 weeks, really. I mean, he did play, but not a lot. He wasn't the primary back. I think this could be a breakout year for Irving. You have a good pass game. We like the Bucks, right? We were high on Baker Mayfield. Mm-hmm. We love Mike Evans. We love Chris Godwin if he's healthy. Igbuka, you got all these guys over there that's going to take the attention off of the run game. I think that it is kind of scary to see all these receivers that can grab touchdowns away from him, right? You got Godwin, who's a big receiver. Evans is a big receiver. McMillan's injured right now. Godwin's injured right now.
I think McMillan's out for the year.
Okay, yeah. I saw a neck strain, and it said I thought it said 6 weeks last time I saw.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think he's having surgery.
Okay,
on his neck, and I think he's
so
done.
It's more serious than we thought it was.
Yeah, which just means Ibuka's gonna.
Oh yeah, I mean
climb up the rankings here.
Okay. Yeah, do you even have Irving in your top 10?
I have Irving at number 10.
Okay.
I agree with everything that you're saying. I still need to see another year of consistency. I need to see a year of a high workload. He did not have a high workload last year. Is he going to be that efficient over 17 games, 18 games, however many they play? Rachaad White's still there. Rachaad White is still a capable back with some skill. Red zone worries me a little bit with Mike Evans. Cade Otton caught a lot of touchdowns from Baker Mayfield in the red zone as well at tight end. So, I mean, yeah, top 10 back, yeah. Where you have him, I think that's a little bit too high.
Okay, cool. You said your fifth was
Jahmyr Gibbs. My sixth is Josh Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs. Okay. All right. I have Josh Jacobs 8. So why don't you go with Josh Jacobs and then?
Okay. Josh Jacobs signed with Green Bay last year. Matt LaFleur was going to use him as a bell cow, and it was proven. Their run-to-pass ratio, they are such a run-heavy team. It was absolutely crazy. Marshawn Lloyd being a backup, dude can't stay healthy. They don't have a capable backup. I know they drafted Matthew Golden at receiver this year, so technically the receiving core is supposed to be improved this year, but does that mean that LaFleur is going to start throwing more when you saw how efficient they were with running the ball last year? I don't think so. That's just my personal opinion. Josh Jacobs has proven he can play through injuries. He did it with the Raiders for all those years. He's proven he can be a bell cow back. He's a 3-down back, can block, can run, can catch. The dude's an absolute stud in the red zone. I remember last year I was playing against him in the playoffs, and he had 3 touchdowns in like the first or second quarter. And luckily they ended up sitting him the rest of the game, or he would have beat me. But
yeah.
But the guy is fully capable of a repeat season. And for that reason, I have him at number 6. And plus, where you can get Josh Jacobs this year at the back end of like the second round, mid to back end of the second round, I think is absolutely phenomenal. You can start with a number 1 receiver and get Jacobs, later in the draft. I think you're setting up your team for success this year.
Yeah, Jacobs has been good really his whole career. He finished 3 out of 6 seasons in the top 10. Mm-hmm. He was good. He was good with the Raiders over at Oakland, and he was really good last year in Green Bay. My only one of my concerns, I know it's kind of a little strange, but he takes a year off every year. It looks like that's the pattern. His first year he finished RB14. Second year he finished RB8. Then he went to 16. Then he finished 1. Then he finished 25. Now he finished 5.
The only thing with that
pattern says that it's going to be not as good of a year.
Yeah, let me touch on that real fast, Eric. I'm so in tune with what the Raiders do and their changing of offensive coordinators and quarterbacks and schemes and all that kind of stuff.
Which has been every year.
Yeah, well, a lot of the reason for that up and down inconsistency that you're talking about is changing in schemes and offensive coordinators throughout the years. They have had certain offensive coordinators that were run heavy, pass heavy. Offensive line was absolute crap for multiple years. So I don't put too much stock into the inconsistencies that you're discussing, just for
Okay.
that reason.
Okay, yeah, I mean, it looks like maybe scoring opportunities started to drop. Like, you have. We also had a lot of quarterback changes and a couple that weren't great, right? You had Aiden
Yeah.
O'Connell, not a bad quarterback, but just not ready. Garoppolo, great backup quarterback,
I don't even
not
think he's a great
really.
backup. Garoppolo's garbage.
Well, he's a vet that can come in and get you through a game or two,
Yeah,
but
good luck.
he's not meant to start the whole season. You know, really, Derek Carr was the best quarterback that you guys have had in a
Yeah.
while, and it's unfortunate. I think there was a couple years where I thought the Raiders had a shot. Did he get hurt? One of the years.
Jacobs?
No. Derek Carr.
Carr.
Didn't he like break his
Broke
leg
his
or something?
leg. He
Yeah.
broke his
Okay.
leg and derailed
That
the
was
whole
the
season.
year. That was the
we went to
year.
the playoffs.
Yeah, that was the year
Yeah.
I think you guys had a shot, and
Yeah.
it didn't happen. I don't remember what year that was, but that was a while back.
2011, I think.
Was it that long ago?
I think so.
No
Or
way.
16,
No.
2016.
Yeah, okay. That
2016.
sounds better.
Yeah.
That was the year I thought the Raiders had a shot, and ever since, I think Gino's going to be a lot better over there. But anyways, back to Jacobs. He's a dominant running back. He's always been that way. He's always getting around 10 to 15 touchdowns a year. I don't see any problems with him. I have him ranked 8th, and that's just because, to be honest with you, I should probably move him up. To be honest with you, I don't know why I have him so far back on this list.
Well, plus if you consider his ADP, I think it's just. I mean, you can start your draft off with a
There's
top
value.
tier receiver and still get a potentially top 3 to top 5 running back. I don't know.
There's
I
definitely
think there's a lot of
value.
value.
Yeah, he's a good running back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to relook at this and see if I can scoot him up a little bit.
Who's your 6th?
My 6 is Jonathan Taylor. I think Jonathan Taylor, in a way, reminds me a little bit of Jacobs. Like, he's always good. He's always been good. The years that he has been close to finishing and finished, the year he finished healthy, he was RB1. The 2 years he almost finished the year, he was RB8 and RB4. And then there was 2 years where he was hurt. So injury is a massive concern for me. And that's the only reason why I think you can even maybe slide Josh Jacobs ahead of Taylor only for that reason alone. But there's been a few things that have happened that I really like. They've improved their offensive line. I think I have the Colts offensive line ranked 5th in the NFL right now. I love that Daniel Jones is there and Anthony Richardson is not really a concern anymore. I think that's huge. If you can get the pass game going, that opens up the run game massively. Those two work hand in hand, and Richardson just wasn't doing it. He just wasn't doing it for me. He finished RB14, was out 3 weeks on injury. So he had 303 rushing attempts. I think he gets around the same, to be honest with you. Maybe even a tad more. Because he was out 3 weeks, still got 303 attempts. That's crazy. But I do think we see a little bit of regression on how much they use him if Daniel Jones can figure it out over there. I love that the offensive line is healthier. Like, he was taking way too many hits, and this should help him a lot. So for those reasons, I have Jonathan Taylor 6. I think the Colts are much better this year. Dude, the last 3 games of the year, he was RB1, and RB5. He went off the end of the year last year.
Yeah, I have Taylor at 8. I don't know. I've never been sold on Jonathan Taylor. Injuries have always been a concern. Fumbling issues have been a concern. Offensive line, lackluster team. I mean, he's talented. He's talented coming out of college. He's extremely explosive. He's a 3-down back. I don't know. I mean, Daniel Jones getting the starting position at quarterback is a good thing for Taylor. Their tight end that they drafted, Tyler Warren, he's a sleeper pick, which we'll discuss in a different show. I think he's going to open up the run game. I mean, I like Taylor as a top 10 back. He's just one of those guys I've always kind of stay away from.
Yeah. Okay.
just don't. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing that really stands out that you're like, oh, dude. But okay, so he has had some massive years. His first 2 years in the NFL were insane. Finished
Mhm.
RB4 and RB1. Last year, it looks like he finished RB8.
Mhm. I
So
just think where he goes in drafts, there's so many other players that want his spot, like receivers or a Brock Bowers or something.
yeah,
And I don't know. I think his ADP has something to do with my opinion of him as well.
you're drafting him on a high year, right? Where
Yeah,
I think in 2023 when he finished RB28, you got a big discount on him.
sure.
And so it works out when that happens. But ask the dudes in 2022 that drafted him. When he was injured, and then ask 2023. He was injured again. So I see what you're saying. I don't like players that have a pattern of showing that they cannot finish a year. That's
Hmm.
that's it's concerning to me. That was our whole issue with Nico Collins, right? 3 out of 4 years he hasn't finished the year. So what makes us think? Actually, it was 4 out of 4. He has not finished the year. He's been injured every single year. So what makes us think he's going to be all of a sudden healthy as he's older in year 5
Hmm.
with a worse team?
Hmm.
Just doesn't make any sense. So
No.
I see your feeling on Jonathan Taylor. To me, like you said, he's kind of like just lackluster. Like we just don't know. Um, that's kind of why I put Josh Jacobs towards the bottom too. Is it just he's there? He's pretty solid when he's in, but he doesn't wow me like the other guys I have ahead of him. Is all I'm saying. So who's your 7? Just
I have
curious.
Ashton Genty at 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
I knew you were gonna have Genty in there. Um, I have him at 11. So go ahead with Genty, and then I'll give you my reason why he's just missed my top 10.
Okay. He pretty much led FBS in every category out of Boise State. Um, he was the number one running back coming into the draft. We took him. I can't remember what pick we had. We had the seventh pick, sixth pick.
Yeah.
First running back off the board. 3 down skill set. The guy's an absolute beast. Reminds me of like a mix between like a Saquon Barkley and a Derrick Henry. Obviously, he's not as big as Henry, but his running style, he can run between the tackles, he can bounce it outside. Big playability. He's difficult to tackle. I don't have his exact numbers out of college, but his yards after first contact led all of FBS. And that is a huge asset that a running back can have that translates to the NFL very well. Watching him, and I know it's just preseason, but the starters were playing in that second preseason game, and you kind of got a few glimpses and flashes of what Genty can provide this year. Pete Carroll and Chip Kelly want a bell cow back. They want a 3 down back. They want a run heavy offense. Um, Geno Smith thrives off the play action, and the only way to have an efficient play action is to establish a run. The Raiders' offensive line does have some question marks. That still is a concern. I originally had Genty at like 5, but after talking to you and looking at a few things with the Raiders' offensive line, I brought him back down to 7. But I think where he's going, if you can get him back into the first round or on the 1-2 turn, I think he has the ability to finish as a top 3 back this year.
I think the reason why he missed my top 10 is first off, I think there's not enough value in picking him. I think that this is strictly hype. Like this is all hype. I understand he's a good running back. Okay. I'm not arguing that. I think he has a good year with the Raiders. I think he could finish top 10 100%. My biggest concern with Genty is, like, I'll give you the positives first. I love the new Raiders look, right? I love the scheme. I love Chip Kelly. I'm a huge Pete Carroll fan, right? USC. I love the pieces that they have, right? I love Jacoby Myers. I love Brock Bowers. I love everything that's going on over there. Offensive line is still trash. Defense is gonna be iffy, right? They should win more games than they did last year, but I don't know if that's going to completely sell me. Look, you said something about how many yards he gets after collision, but we have to understand that he played for Boise State. The only 3 games that he played against big teams, really there were only 2 big teams. You had Penn State and Oregon. Okay, both of them are good. UNLV, blah, like right, they're okay. They probably played better last year than we thought they would have. But and I know he played well against Oregon. I know he played well against UNLV. Penn State, he only had 100 rush yards, which I know it sounds like a lot, but in college, it is what it is.
I mean, I don't know, man.
If you're picking right now, okay, this is my problem with him. This is my biggest problem with him. He's going right now. They have him going 7.
No,
7th,
it's too high.
They have him going. I'm sorry, 5th running back off the board. That's at least Fantasy Pros. So we're talking skipping him up for CMC, all these other guys, and on top of that, like his drafted position, dude, you can get so many more players in that area.
I think if you have to choose between him and CMC, I think Ashton Jeanty has more upside. I think he's got less risk, more upside. So if you're debating between those two, but I wouldn't pass up like a CeeDee Lamb or maybe a Malik Neighbors. I'd probably take over Jeanty. I don't like Jeanty's draft. I mean, if you can get him at the 1-2 turn, I think he could be a steal. Hey, but can I touch on your whole philosophy of him playing for Boise State?
Yeah.
Okay, dude. Boise State's still a Power 5 conference, right? I'm sorry, Power 5 team in FBS, okay?
Yeah.
It's hard with the transfer portal this day and age with college football.
Yeah.
Like talent is spread apart all of college football now. It's who's going to pay the most money for players. You look at a guy like Max Crosby. Max Crosby played at ECU. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't even think they're a Power 5 school.
No.
Okay, so it's hard to dictate. It's hard to knock a guy for being on a lesser of a team, I guess. I mean, you even look at the backup to Boise last year, who's playing for he plays for Seattle. The dude looked fantastic too. You know?
but we're the difference is he's being picked the 5th running back off the board.
Yeah,
That's the difference.
I agree with you with that. I think he's going too high, but I think his upside far outweighs the risk with some of the other backs in that.
They're playing Portland State and blowing them out. They're blowing out Hawaii. They're blowing out Wyoming's not bad, but they're blowing out South Florida. Dude, they're blowing out these teams. San Jose State is not even the same. Dude, come on. Like
those late night games. Trying to get my money back and watching San Jose State until 10 o'clock at night, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, Hawaii's always on. Those West Coast games are still going, dude. UCLA, it's time for UCLA or USC to.
Yeah, 8 o'clock kickoff.
USC was rough last year. That was a tough year.
Yeah.
Air Force.
Dude,
Air Force. I mean,
college starts on Saturday.
I know.
Pump.
Sorry, we're gonna be
getting
busy.
Off track here. Sorry.
Georgia Southern.
I know.
Like these teams just are not like it's this. We're not talking Ohio State, Alabama.
But it's not like he did poorly against top teams either.
No, but he can have a good game.
Top team. Penn State's a top team.
Boise had a good team last year, so they were ranked 9 last year. Okay, so
they went to the college football.
We're
playoff.
talking. Yeah, they lost to Penn State in the Fiesta Bowl. I remember that. I'm concerned about the fact that he's just going way too high. That's all. Yeah. That's literally it's all hype. We're talking Heisman talk, all these things, and we're putting this guy into a team that's going to be decent. But I don't know. I've just never seen a rookie running back go that high. Derrick Henry didn't even have a year like that high. I don't know. There's just...
Okay, let me ask you this. Do you like Omarion Hampton?
I do like Omarion Hampton, and he's one you can get for a better value.
UCF. I mean, that's the same. They're worse than Boise.
Yeah, but you're not picking him 5th off the board.
Yeah, no, I told you. I agree with you that he's going too
That's
high.
my point.
But if you can get him if you can get like a CeeDee Lamb at like the 8th pick, and then early in the 2nd round take an Ashton Jeanty, I think that's... Yeah.
I wouldn't even take Jeanty over CMC. I wouldn't. I just think that CMC has proven that he can be that guy. Genty hasn't proven anything yet.
Yeah.
We all know what happens, dude. Look at like guys like Reggie Bush, dude. USC, Heisman this, Heisman that.
Yeah, but Reggie
The
Bush
most
was
dominant
small.
player of, yeah, but dude, most dominant player in college football comes over to the NFL. It's a complete different game.
Yeah,
Now all of a
but-
sudden everyone's just as fast as he is.
Yeah.
You know, it's just different, dude. It's a different game.
But you have to look, and this is where I think you're missing something in your damn head. It's and then we're gonna go to the next one because I can go on this all damn day. His game translates to the NFL better than a guy like Reggie Bush's game. Reggie Bush relied on outside speed to outrun everybody, right? That doesn't translates to the NFL when you got a DN who runs a 4.340. Okay, Ashton Genty's style of play and the scheme they ran at Boise translates to the NFL better, which is why the Raiders took him so high, which is why he was the number 1 RB off the board last year in the NFL draft. That's what you got to look at, is not so much the conference that they played in, the type of team, the fact that he's a rookie. It's his style of running translates to the NFL much better than some of these other players. I do agree with you, though. Taking him with a top 7, top 8 pick might be a little bit risky. So
Yeah, that's my only issue. I understand that he could make a huge impact. I like his. Again, I like him as a player, and I honestly think that he does have. I have him at 11. I don't have him way down on my list. I do like him. I just think that there's more value in other places, and you're grabbing an unknown rookie running back, first round, 5th fucking pick off the board. Doesn't make any sense to me.
If you got the 10th pick or the 11th pick, okay.
Oh, I'm definitely. So I'm going
Hold
him
on.
and
Let me ask you.
okay.
And you got him or Jonathan Taylor at the 10th or 11th pick. Who you picking?
I'd probably take.
Genty, because it's just
There's more
upside's
upside. Yeah, there is more upside. I like Jonathan Taylor though. I do like him. I have him higher up on my.
there. I think I just won the argument.
Well, no, I do like Genty. I like that the fact that what I like is he could come in here and possibly be the RB1.
Yeah, possibly.
Right?
Yeah.
Like he could come in here and dominate. Like we don't know that. Are the chances high? I would say no. I would say no. It's going to be hard for him to get into the league and just be RB3. Okay, let's look at.
Hey, can we make a bet? Can we wager a little something?
I'm down. What do you want? What are you thinking?
I think he finishes as a top 5 back this year in fantasy.
Okay,
points.
I'm definitely gonna. I will definitely bet against you on that.
Okay, $20.
How big is Bijan? You got Genty who's 5'8", 208. Okay, I just want to take a quick look because Bijan is in the same category. Bijan's 5'11", 215, a bigger back. I think Bijan's better than Ashton Genty ever was. Okay, even in college, and Bijan didn't even. I think Bijan. Where did he go in the draft? Kind of the same issue, right? Kind of in the same area. I would say like around 5th or 6th or something like that in the draft when his rookie year. I'm talking his rookie year.
I can't remember where he was drafted.
He was drafted early. I remember it. Okay, he finished RB12.
Yeah,
He played all 17 games, finished RB12.
but they also didn't use him. Remember that rookie season? They didn't use him for pretty much anything. Tyler Algier had more touches than he did. And
He
plus
had
that
214 and 86 receiving, so he had a decent amount.
Yeah, I just remember reading.
Lucky
something,
Irving had that
just
many touches.
Watching the games that
There was a lot of Algier.
Like the scheme that they were running wasn't a fit for what Bijan Robinson's skill set was.
Yeah, and plus they just run it to the outside every single play.
Yeah,
I even know what the offensive coordinator is doing. So,
yeah.
all right, let's move on. Where are we at? Where are we even at? I don't even know.
I don't know,
where
dude.
anymore.
You get me on this Ashton Genty talk and saying just stuff doesn't even make
Look,
sense. Josh Allen's good looking.
Let me give just a hint to everyone out there. When you have a Raiders fan, when you have a massive Raiders fan, every year he says the same thing. Garoppolo's going to be great. Aiden O'Connell's going to be great. Dude, Carr's a good quarterback. I've heard this so many
quarterback.
He was, but was he the guy that's going to win you a Super Bowl? Probably not. He's just not that guy. He's not that guy, pal.
You're not that guy, bud. Not that guy, pal. All right, dude. Where we at? Eighth,
I think we're on.
seventh.
Uh, okay, well, eighth is my Josh Jacobs. I
Okay, we
already went
already
over
talked about
CMC at
him.
7. So I'm on my 9.
I'm
Where
on
are
nine
you at?
too.
Okay,
Nine.
who do you have?
Chase Brown,
Who's your 10?
Bucky Irving.
You don't have Kyron in your top 10?
No, absolutely not, dude.
Interesting. Okay, well, I'll go on Chase Brown because I have Chase Brown 10 right over Genty where he belongs.
Okay, so I'm a little bit biased with Chase Brown. So last year I won my 14 team keeper league for the second year in a row. My draft strategy, which will have I think we should do a show on draft strategies at some point, Derek.
Yeah,
Maybe in the next couple days, hopefully.
yeah.
My draft strategy is hero RB, and then I go heavy wide receiver and possibly a top tier tight end or quarterback, depending on how the board falls to me. But anyways, so I took Chase Brown with like the 7th or 8th pick last year with extreme upside, and that dude pretty much won me my league.
Yeah.
And now that Zach Moss is gone, he's proven to be a 3-down back. He got hurt late in the year, but it was kind of a fluke injury. He got rolled up on at the goal line and jacked up his ankle or something or his knee.
Yeah.
But yeah, he played 80% of snaps last year. Teams cannot stack the box on this with this team with Higgins and Chase on the outside. I have him at 9. I think he can easily finish as a top 5 back this year. That offense is going to score a ton of points. He's a versatile player. Like I said, a 3-down back. They don't really have a proven backup running back on this team.
No.
And I don't see much regression with Chase Brown this year, to be honest with you. I think he'll have over 1,100 yards rushing with probably 10 to 12 touchdowns. And I think where he's going in drafts is an absolute steal.
Yeah. I like
Zimbabwe, huh?
little Zimbabwe. I like everything you said. Where do I have him? So he didn't play 4 weeks because the first 3 weeks he wasn't really running that backfield. He only had 3 attempts, 4 attempts, 7, and then he got hurt week 17. Was it towards the end of the game? It had to.
It
have been,
was
'cause he had
towards
20
the end of
targets.
the game.
20
I remember that game. Yeah,
Okay,
and it was a
yeah.
fluke. It was a fluke injury. He got rolled up
Yeah.
on.
The only thing that I dislike is it when you have such a dominant offense with so many weapons. It's tough. It's really tough to see. But then again, we've talked about this before, right? Like, so if you have all these targets, you naturally you think like, okay, it's going to take away from Chase Brown, right? Higgins and Jamar Chase are 2 really big mouths to feed, but we've seen this scheme already. We've seen this story already. It's the same team, right? You still have Burrow, Higgins, Chase, and you still have Chase Brown. He finished RB12, didn't play 4 weeks. And here's an interesting stat. Week 4 on, Brown was RB6 in fantasy scoring and RB7 in fantasy points per game. The Bengals didn't make any investments in the offseason for running back. Like, they have no reason to move on from this guy at all. I love him. I think that and what's crazy is he kind of was sneaky last year. So he's got a little bit more attention where guys are taking him a little bit earlier than they normally would. But I still see a value on him. Like, to be honest with you, I would consider taking this dude over someone like Genty because there's still upside. I think there's still upside to Chase Brown. And you can get him at such a good discount. Where's he going off the board? He's RB. Right now, Fantasy Pros has him RB12. That's pretty far down there, dude. He's going after Kyron Williams. He's going after Bucky Irving. He's going after... dude, there's not really much after him either. Like, he's like your last... Well, not your last shot, because there's a couple of guys I like down here, but he's like your real last shot at top 5 potential down in where he's being picked. So... I really like him this year. I agree with everything you said. Yeah, Chase Brown. I have him number 10. I have Kyron Williams above him at 9. Your 9 was who was your 9?
My 9's Chase Brown. My 10's Bucky Irving.
Okay, we already went over Bucky
Yeah.
Irving. Uh, Let me just go over Kyron real quick because
Okay. Kyron's your 10th?
he's my ninth.
Ninth.
I actually have Chase Brown 10th. The only
Okay.
reason I really like Kyron is, dude, he was RB6 last year. Okay. He's been good every year. He's been good. He was good in 2022, he didn't play much. 2023, RB4. Last year, RB6. That's how he finished both years. He actually had more targets last year than he did the year before. I like that his targets are staying around that realm. He's got a good head coach, right? Sean McVay is an excellent coach. He usually goes with a one back system. Like he doesn't normally have split backs. I know we have Blake Corum over there. I know we have a draft pick that we just used for a running back, but nothing indicates, especially with the contract extension, that Kyron Williams is going to see a decrease in touches. Pass game should help him, right? We added Devontae Adams, Puka's still there, Matt Stafford's still slinging it. So I think there'll be a lot of opportunity during the goal line. They typically go to Kyron. I understand Adams is over there and could take a few of those away, which is concerning. But dude, I think Kyron's a pretty safe bet. He's always good every year, and every year people are counting him out. Didn't you trade him last year?
No, I didn't have Kyron. I just, I don't know, man. I have a lot of concerns with Kyron. I think he had a really good season, but I think you're where he's going in drafts. I think you have possible bust. Okay. Also, I think there's going to be regression. They've never had a receiver like Devontae Adams. Okay, Devontae Adams is an absolute hog in the red zone. Okay, he's always open. He's a big target. I think he's going to be utilized. And there's a reason why the Rams drafted another running back. And I can't, dude. Can you look up who they drafted?
Yeah,
Can't
yeah.
remember his name. Um, Blake Corum, I don't think is going to be a factor, which is why they drafted it at running back. I think Blake Corum will probably be third on the depth chart. I have Kyron at 12 on my list. I just see regression, and I think there's a big possibility he could be a bust this year.
Yeah, it's that dude from was it that dude from Auburn, Hunter?
Might be Jacquez Hunter.
Yeah,
Is that it?
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was him. Yeah.
I mean,
Um,
you got to look at a team. I mean, I'm surprised to be honest with you. After drafting him, I'm surprised they paid Kyron what they paid him. To be honest with you, I mean,
well, we have a history of paying running backs a lot of money, and then they just get hurt or do
yeah,
something crazy, right? Remember, Todd Gurley was a
hmm
pretty rough one. Um, Dude, Kyron's good. I like him. He's been solid every year. I know there's concerns, and yeah, he is going kind of high. Where does Fantasy Pros have him going?
you got
Like
him ranked at 12 on the running back
okay,
list.
it's not too bad, dude. Okay, you got RB12,
Yeah, but you
right?
look at the guys they have in that range: Chase Brown, James Cook, Marion Hampton, Kenneth Walker, Kamara, James Conner. I don't know. There's a lot of good running backs in that tier 3 that Fantasy Pros has the rankings with.
I'll tell you what. I have, after talking about Chase Brown again, it is kind of concerning. I could possibly take Chase Brown over him because of the upside. But I'm not taking Alvin Kamara or Marion Hampton over Kyron. There's no way.
But James Cook or Kenneth Walker.
No, no, not even close, dude.
Okay.
We have a guy that's finished in the top 10 2 years in a row, back to
Okay.
back. Back to back 2 years in a row. Same team, same offense, just added a bigger weapon, which is,
Okay.
to me, in my opinion, it's even better. I add, you know, the biggest weapons you can. I mean,
hmm
why not? It makes the offense better, it makes them score more points, gives Stafford more options, opens up play action, opens up the run. I mean, it's just all works together. Dude, yeah, he's almost top 5 2 years in a row. I can't take him that late. I would take Kyron for sure.
Okay.
All right. Did we go through all 10?
Yeah, that's 10.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, let's do a I really want to do a value, like 5 players that we see that have value.
Like a sleeper edition.
Not like a sleeper, but I okay, let's do sleepers for sure. Yeah, we have to do 5 sleepers that you think that, are being slept on this year, but also an undervalued player that we see down there,
Okay.
because there's a few, like for example, there's going to be someone like Travis Kelsey, who's falling way late in rounds because of a bad year that he had. I don't know. Do we see? This is just a question. Do we see value there instead of is he washed up, or do we see some value in being picked 6 tight end off the board?
No, I think Kelsey has a bounce back year. I mean, you can already tell he's lost some
Right.
weight. I think
And
this
that's
is
what
his
I'm
last
talking
year
about.
playing. Yeah.
And that's what I'm talking about. Are there guys out there that were just not, just because of a bad year or whatever the system may be? Who are we sleeping on a little bit down here?
I think one guy that I'm looking at that's kind of jumping out at me and moving up on my draft board is DeAndre Swift with the Bears.
Oh yeah, well,
I
dude,
think
they
Ben
improved their
Johnson
offensive
being
line.
there, yeah, all the offensive line is going to be great. I think Caleb Williams has improved. Good receivers. Drafted Colston Loveland, a tight end. But I think the addition of Ben Johnson as a coach is, I just don't be surprised if DeAndre Swift finishes top 15.
Yeah. Did he
And I
come?
think with the value, like some of these backs are going so late, and it's like, man, they have top 12, top 15 upside.
Yeah, there's a lot of value out there that we're not talking about yet because everyone focuses so heavy on the first and second round that
Yeah.
you win your league towards the end of the draft and waiver wire. That's where I've noticed a lot of people win their league. Of course, injuries have things to do with it. Like, dude, sometimes you're just unlucky. So, all right, next one. Let's just do top 5 sleepers. Let's go top 5 sleepers.
Okay.
All right,
And you
cool.
want to do a quick video on draft strategy, like maybe a little 30-minute draft strategy video?
Yeah, let's do that too.
Ask
Yeah,
you a
we'll do.
question. Ask you a question real fast, dude.
Yeah,
When's the last time you won a league?
last time I won a league.
Yeah, when's the last time you were the champion?
Dude, it's been a
Big
couple
leagues?
years. It's been a few years, but I've been runner up. Like, dude, it's been like 3 or 4 years in a row.
Yeah, but if you're not first, you're last, so it doesn't matter.
Should have won our 14 team league. That dude, I was undefeated going into the playoffs. Lost the first playoff game. Had some bad injuries towards the end of the year. Dude, I've had some bad luck each year. I had Tyreek Hill last year. Dude, I picked CMC last year. That ruined my season right off the bat. That was our 14 team league. So my first pick off the board is done. Brees Hall was my first pick in one of my leagues last year. Dude, it's just been rough. I've had some bad injuries. I had Rashee Rice last year. Dude, I've had some bad breaks. So, yeah. This year's my year.
Okay.
I know everyone says that. Everyone says that.
I'm coming off back-to-back championships, so I don't know. We'll see.
Well, I'm glad you said that and just jinx yourself.
No, I'm just follow my draft strategy, and you guys will be there too.
Where'd you place in our work league?
Dad didn't make the playoffs.
I can't
in that
remember.
league.
Yeah. And I think the year before that too.
It's because I traded Jamar Chase like an idiot.
Remember. I told you that was a dumb move. I told you, what the hell are you doing? And you gave the league away. Like,
Yeah, I panicked.
holy shit, that was a bad trade.
Well, Holloway didn't win anyways, so we're good.
He won
job.
second place.
Good job, Lucas Tim.
Dude, Luke, yeah.
Shout out to Luke.
Thank God. Every day I'm texting him, dude, please
Yeah.
beat him.
Yeah.
Holloway was, dude, he's pretty dominant. Yeah. So, anyways, all right, cool. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for top 5 sleepers.
Yep.
We'll see you.
See you guys.